All right, we got another highlight video breakdown for you here. Another game from the SEC on this edition of ATS Radio. Taking a look at game 153, 154, Auburn and Georgia. 6.5, the prevailing number market-wide. Total of 45 on this game, which I know the Circa opener was very, very low on the Auburn and Georgia game. I know a lot of people jumped on that one, piggybacked that number up quite a bit. But let's start with the side here for this game. Georgia, again, 6.5-point favorite. Auburn, you had some questions about them last week. Do you have those same questions this week going to Athens?
I do have the same questions. Again, I thought Kentucky controlled the line of scrimmage. I think Auburn's offensive line will really struggle against this Georgia defense. I thought Bo Nix still played pretty well. They got a stud at wide receiver in Williams that basically on 2 3rd and longs, basically 4-point plays, snatched the ball on basically 50-50 balls in the end zone to get a couple touchdowns. So impressed in that regard. We'll see totally different defense here. I think Georgia's elite. Misleading final would normally, to me, Adam, say scream value on Georgia. But Georgia's game was a little bit misleading. I mean, if you're following along with live scores, middle of the third quarter, just trailing Arkansas 10-5. And there was really nothing fluky other than bad quarterback play for Georgia. They put in Stetson Bennett, who I really like. I've seen him play in a couple spring games. I think he's a gamer. He's not going to, lead you to the national title, but you can win some games in the SEC with him. And there's some scoring there, including a defensive return. But now it looks like JT Daniels might play. We're not for certain if he's going to start, how much he's going to play. Kirby Smart's really buttoned up about it this week. So there's question marks there. I bet Auburn plus. I bet 2 things on this at Circa. I bet Auburn plus 8. I didn't know about the JT Daniels situation at that point, so I thought 8 was too high. And then I did bet the over. That was way too low with 2 teams that are going to run some tempo. And Georgia was running tempo, even though they weren't efficient. They were running some tempo early in that game against Arkansas. Right now, I mean, 6.5 is a tough number. I guess I would lean Georgia minus 6.5, even though I have an Auburn plus 8 ticket. Number for me is right around 7. So I know everybody wants to bet it. It's a game of the week. It's the biggest game we've had in college football this season today. But I don't see at the current numbers too much value. Too many question marks. Too many questions and answers for me.
I do see a little bit of value on Georgia, at least relative to my numbers. I've got this one up in double digits. And, it's one of those things where you're grabbing plus 8. You think it's a good numbers grab. It's not necessarily, a strong position on the game for you. It's a numbers grab. You got through a key number with this one going down to 6.5. Again, as we talked about earlier in the show, that's all you can do is get the best of the number that you can. So I get Georgia minus 6.5. You get Auburn plus 8. And I think both of us are pretty comfortable with the numbers that we have. I don't know which one of us winds up winning the game, but I think under 7, there is some value on this Georgia team. Auburn, you talked about the concerns you had with them last week. You've got, first of all, Bo Nix is fine. I don't think he's a great quarterback by any means. And I know going on the road is a little bit different now. And Kentucky's got a good defense. I'll give them credit for that. But Georgia is a fast defense. Georgia will play with that tempo. So, they may be able to gas that Auburn defense a little bit. If Auburn doesn't stay on the field, that's how this game probably gets away from them. And they did lose, some key defensive linemen last year in the draft. They lost some other guys on defense due to graduation and other things. I think this is a good situation for Georgia. But again, it speaks to getting the best of the number. Even though we're on opposite sides, we can both respect the positions because you're north of 7, I'm south of 7, and that's all that we can really do, and then see how the game plays out.
And let's hope it lands 7.
That'd be good.
Happy, right? I'm happy. Everybody's happy.
Everybody's happy.
Auburn Tiger fans.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. And that's all you ever get in the comments for these things, too. You get the hate comments from the team.
War Eagle. You idiot. How could you go against – oh, my God. How could you go against Auburn? They're going to kill them. I mean, that's SEC fans.
In fairness, I mean, I was dead wrong on the Miami-Louisville game earlier, and we took a lot of flack from Miami fans, and they were absolutely right, so I give them credit for that. But this should be a good one here.
The comments are really that bad? I haven't really looked into them yet.
No.
I get enough bad comments on Twitter.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why you have a Twitter. I've seen the things people say to you. I don't know why you have a Twitter.
Yeah, it's entertaining. Let's just put it that way.
Definitely. And it's very entertaining here on our ATS YouTube page as well with this breakdown of Auburn and Georgia. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the full versions of ATS Radio wherever you stream and download your podcast content.